So when will candlestick patterns not work? To put it simply, when shit is wrong, then it wouldn't work. So the first scenario in which it wouldn't work is when there's not enough confirmation or no confirmation at all. You cannot be like, okay, if I see a doji at the end of a trend, then it is going to reverse. And you just trade based on this. It is not going to work out. Sometimes you're lucky, it might work out, but chances are it is not going to reverse. If you go and back test things properly, you realize that the more confirmation a candlestick has, the higher the probability that the trade is going to work out. Just back test, do your Excel calculations, all that, you realize that those with one confirmation, they tend to do worse, perform worse as compared to candlestick that has two confirmation. And a two confirmation candlestick pattern performs worse as compared to a candlestick with three confirmation. But with that said, don't confirm too much and then be like, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then you add one more thing. I need to look at the stars. My main point is optimal level is around 3 to 4 confirmations. So there are many types of confirmation you can consider. For example, a lot of people, beginners, they use the typical one, which is support resistance, the horizontal support resistance, because there are a lot of types of support resistance. I'm talking about the horizontal one. So the horizontal one, you combine it with candlestick. Let's say, for example, price goes up, retrace, goes up, retrace, and you want to enter on a retracement, and then there's a doji over there, followed by a very strong support, horizontal support that is formed with 3 tests. This is one confirmation. So is one confirmation enough? Sometimes it might work out, but if there's a higher probability trade, why not wait for that? So if you want 2 confirmations, it can be anything, okay? I'm just picking the easier ones for the beginners. Maybe you want to use moving average, so you can use SMA or EMA. So these 2 confirmations. So when the doji retraces to a very strong support, at the same time, maybe a moving average also converges here, so there's a confluence over here, then there's 2 confirmations. Are you satisfied with 2 confirmations? If you want 3 confirmations, you can add one more, which is, you can stick with the same one or you can change to different ones because different traders have different strategies. Let's say, for example, you want to add like a trend line. Okay, you want to add like a trend line. Then this becomes 3 confirmations. 1, 2, 3. Just that trend line drawing sometimes is very subjective. If you don't know how to draw it, too bad. So the second occasion in which your candlestick might not work out is when you use it in super small time frames. Now this applies to all types of indicators. No matter what type of indicator you use, the chances of it working out in a 1 minute time frame is very low. So by small time frames, I mean things like M1, M5, which I stopped looking at, M1, M5, M15, M30. All these time frames, they are super freaking noisy. Just like haters, they bark really loud, but price move and move and move, and then it's just like random noise, and then it makes you stressed out. Small time frames are not completely useless because you can use it to see the details, but you cannot use it to enter the trade, especially if you're a beginner and you don't have a lot of time to monitor the charts because you're working and studying full time and you got 2 dogs to take care of. Let's say, for example, in a H1 chart, 1 candle is formed in 1 hour, but you don't know whether the low is formed first or the high is formed first. So how do you know whether did the price go up here first, then come back down and then close over here, or did it go down first, go up and then come back down and close over here? You wouldn't know, right? So how to tell where the price moves? You go to the smaller time frame, let's say M5, to check how did the price move during the start of the hour. You know what I'm saying? And this is how I use the smaller time frames, just to check the details of the higher time frame candles. But definitely I don't use it to make a trading decision. So the third situation in which candlesticks will betray you big time is when there's a major economic news release before you enter the trade or while you're entering the trade. And if you are using other indicators like RSI, MACD or CCI, whatever indicator that you use, whatever strategy that you use, especially if you're a short-term trader, and you enter right before the high impact news event, chances are it is not going to work out, especially if the results that is released is far away from consensus. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, yes, of course, things can be priced in, and when the news is released, the price only moves 1 pip. 1 to 2 hours before the high impact news, make sure you don't have any open trades. I'm talking to you short-term traders, okay? 1 hour after the trade is still too early. Let the news settle down first. The pro traders, I find that they don't trade during the news, but they trade after the news. You know, the aftermath, where things have settled down, that is when they enter a trade. And the reason why news can sometimes cause a massive spike in the financial markets is because there's a sudden change in sentiment. If you look at what's the underlying cause, it's the sudden change in sentiment. So when it comes to sentiment analysis, there are lots of things that traders need to look at. That's for another video. If you want that, let me know. Don't trick me and then be like, Karen, I want this video, but then after that, I release it and then you're like, why don't you post more indicator videos? There are many different sentiment indicators, but some of the more important ones, you gotta look at volatility index, or in short, the VIX. Some people call it the fear index. And a shortcut way to measure sentiment is just look at the stock market, S&P 500 for example, and also you gotta look at bond yields. And it's very important because you know why? S&P 500 is a leading indicator for the economy. But what is a leading indicator of S&P 500? It is bond yields. Bond yields can tell you a lot about when a recession is going to come and when it is going to recover. And even certain currency pairs can give you an idea about what's the current sentiment. For example, you take your commodity currencies and then pair it with a safe haven currency, Aussie, and can tell you a lot about what's the current sentiment if you know how to read it. Like I said this for another video. The fourth occasion in which your candlestick will not work out is when the pattern is not strong enough. Now, if you compare this with context, where the candlestick appears, context is more important, okay? Let's take a hammer pattern, okay? A hammer pattern. And the wick only goes like this. The same length as the body, and it's just very short. What the heck is this? Like, it's a hammer or what? You know what I'm saying? It's not the typical hammer that you see that is perfect. You know what I'm saying? It has a very long lower wick. So if you see a confluence and 3 confirmations in your chart, but then the reversal pattern looks imperfect. Another example I give you, the doji is just like really small, then it might not work out. Ideal situation is you have 3 to 4 confirmations and then you have a nice pattern being formed, then that is perfect. Remember, it's not about the amount of trades you can open. It is about quality. If you keep on entering every single time an imperfect pattern appears, and you'll be like, we gotta accept people for their imperfections. As a trader, you gotta have standards. If it's not up to my expectations, to my standard, I'm not going to touch it. Another example, let's say bullish army. You're supposed to have a big black red candlestick, right? Bearish candlestick, followed by a small bullish candlestick. Then that makes the pattern strong. But what if it goes beyond halfway point? Remember the requirements. The size cannot be more than a certain length. You know what I'm saying? When the second candlestick it goes beyond the halfway point of the first candle in a bullish army, then it looks like this. Come on. I'm not saying that, oh no, it's not going to work out. I'm just saying that the probability is going to be less. So the fifth situation in which it wouldn't work out is when it appears at the wrong location. Continuation, reversal. Don't confuse these two. So let's say you have a bullish trend. Okay, so let's make things simple. Let's not talk about accumulation, distribution, manipulation. Let's just classify this as start of the trend, start, middle, end of the trend. What type of candlesticks work better at the start, middle, end? For your continuation patterns, you want it to appear right here. Okay, for your continuation pattern at the start and also at the middle of the trend. Then for your reversal patterns, you want it to appear, of course, at the end of the trend. So this is the big picture. Big picture. How about if you trade into a retracement? You know what I'm saying? Like bullish trend, you want to trade into a retracement. Bullish trend, you want to trade into a retracement. So let's say if you zoom in, okay, zoom in. Retracement over here. You want your reversal patterns to appear at the end of a retracement, okay? Continuation pattern, you want it to appear right after this reversal. So it can be here. When a trend continues to go up after the retracement, you want to apply your continuation patterns here. You know what I'm saying? Because if a reversal pattern appears at the wrong place, let's say over here, let's say over here, and then without any confirmation, it's not going to work out. Now, of course, a lot of people will say, Karen, how will I know whether I'm at the start of the trend, middle of the trend, end of the trend? I've already done a video on that. If you cannot find it yourself, don't become a trader. The next situation in which it will not work out is when it is very near a very strong support resistance, and also when it is testing it. So let's say you have a very perfect bullish harmony pattern. Okay, so this pattern tells you that price is going to go up. But then slightly above it or just right above it, there's a very, very strong, very strong resistance zone. Okay? Is this a good trade to enter? You already know it's not. Similarly, for a bearish harmony pattern, it tells you that price is going to go down. Agree with me? This pattern. Right below it, there's a very strong support. Then, is this a good time to get in? No, then just give it a miss. If you have watched the free course that I made, there are about 8 to 10, I can't remember how many, but there are a lot of different types of support resistance, not just the horizontal ones, because the visible ones, they are easy to spot. Agree with me? But then the invisible ones is what kills most people. Number 7, I would say it is most important. A lot of people will say, common sense. Why are you talking common sense? You gotta back test and practice using it. Because to use it confidently and then to make decisions when the markets are open, you gotta rely on your subconscious mind. Rather than thinking, is this a bullish pattern or bearish pattern? By the time you think, the market's already moved, then it's like pro traders. They backtest because they want to build, you know what? Conviction. I know this trade is going to work out, okay? Even if it doesn't, I am fine with it. It's not arrogance, but it's more like confidence, but not too arrogant, you know what I'm saying? Because when you're under pressure, sometimes your mind gets foggy and then gets clouded. You cannot think straight. It's like you drink too much wine. Just like me in the previous video. When you backtest practice enough, it's going to become second nature to you. If you drive, you know how it feels like. If you don't know what are the different support resistance, and also if you don't know how to spot the start of the trend, middle of the trend, end of the trend, spoon feed you one time. Put it here. So with that, talk to you in the next video. Bye.